How's everybody doing? We're going to do our first vertical live. I haven't done a vertical live ever. So, you know what? I'm going to turn my Bluetooth headset on just so y'all can hear me. Hope. Audio. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I want to make sure this freaking audio is working. Everybody hear me okay? Can everybody hear me? My volume's all the way up. Can y'all hear me? Oh, perfect. Thank you, Chris. I was like, everybody hear me out there? Hey, Miss Rhonda. All right, I'm going to go through chat real quick. Excuse the glare on my bald head. See if I can go through here real quick. There's Sampy. How you doing, Sampy? Miss Sharon Chavez. How you doing, Mr. Joshua Parent? So what's up, everybody? Lisa Swain, Catfishing Lady. Why did you change your channel name? Burrito. There's Chris. Happy birthday, Chris. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. There's V. What's going on, V? Mullet Man, how you doing? 922 Crappy Barbecue. Man, the bugs are out tonight. I'm going to be walking all around this place in the bugs and the light. Man, oh man, oh man. 922, Miss Sharon, Mullet Man, Chris, Charles Breckenridge. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Greg Burgess, what's going on, my friend? Miss Rhonda says it's working. Howdy, hi, y'all. Driving and listening. Thank y'all so very much. Yes, I hear you good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Whisker Warrior, Mr. Fishing and Cooking with Mike Chavez. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the members out there. Really appreciate each and every one of you. This is howdy hi there, friends and neighbors. 922 Mike Chavez. Charles Breckenridge. I lost a massive fish at Sandbridge today. It snapped the line as soon as it got tight. It's absolutely sick to my stomach. Yeah, felt that way a couple weeks ago. Good to see you too, Miss Sharon. Thank you so much. Hope you're feeling well. So tonight I wanted to do a vertical live. First time doing that. So I appreciate y'all coming in tonight, and thank you for everybody that checked on me last week. It's for those of you that have been in here and heard me talk about it. Austin and I used to talk about it quite a bit, and it's hard to come up with a topic every week. A lot of times, I think about it, and then Thursday rolls around so fast. There's so many things going on in my life between the fishing tournaments that I do, my kids, whether it's my daughter's horse shows or my son's camps or something I got to take him to. Between that and work and then home life, Thursday rolls around so fast, and bowling. So before I know it, it's Thursday, and I'm always struggling to figure out what to talk about. So last week was one of those days. On Thursday, I couldn't figure out what to talk about, and I didn't want to just sit there and babble on about nothing by myself. It's when I'm at my worst, I believe. So I just took a break from last week. I do appreciate those of you that reached out to me. I am okay. Mr. John Cyclone in here. Rivercast Tackle, Mr. John Cyclone. What's going on, brother? So again, I do thank you for your concern, but everything's okay. I just couldn't think of anything to talk about by myself. I'm more apt to come up by myself or come up on the show on Thursdays without a topic with somebody else. If I had somebody else, then maybe that'd be a different story. But if it was just me, I don't do well like that. So I figured I'd spare everybody, take the week off, and but tonight I decided I was gonna go fishing. So let me tell you a story. If there are anybody's in here that was in the Whiskers Gone Wild with myself and Yak, and we had Brandon on that night when we were supposed to be dragging baits. If any of you were in that show, Saturday night, 10 o'clock p.m., you'll know that I had a rough night that night. So I got everything loaded up. I got the boat. I got out to the boat ramp. Excuse me. Sometimes when I talk a lot, I get like this. But I got to the boat ramp. I took the cover off the boat, lifted up the place where I had my trolling motor batteries, and I had no trolling motor batteries. And I just remembered at that moment that I left them at the house charging. I knew they were fully charged. I just didn't have them with me. So I made a phone call to my wife. I said, the show's about to start, supposed to start in about an hour and a half. I don't have bait yet. Would you be so kind as to bring the trolling motor batteries out to the boat ramp for me? It's about a 30-minute drive for her. Without hesitation, my wonderful, loving, caring wife loaded those heavy batteries into her car and drove them out to the boat ramp for me. Anybody knows anything about a gill net? Gill nets can be cumbersome and a struggle when you're by yourself. And the boat cover is on with snaps. So the side of the male side of those snaps cover the outside of the boat. So trying to throw that gill net out and then reeling it back in or pulling it back in, you get stuck going out. You get stuck coming in. It's a mess sometimes when you're doing it on your own. Plus, you got to worry about if you got current, you got to still drive the boat, pull the net in, get the fish. It's a whole thing. So while my wife was gracious enough to bring the batteries out to me, I went and dropped the gill net across from the dock. I knew I could get some bait, and the current wasn't running too much. So I decided to drop it right across from the dock so that I knew when she got there. I did have time to drop the net twice. I was able to get 3 or 4 shad, which was plenty enough. So when my wife got there, I pulled the gill net in, I put it in the boat. I went over to the dock, and she held the boat for me while I got out. I got the batteries, put them in the boat. And as I was floating away from the dock, I had my motor on. The current was about to put me into a pole, so I had to make sure I put my throttle up a little bit to kind of churn me. And right about that time, I saw there was a young man sitting at the dock. Maybe his late teens, early 20s, sitting at the dock, and he had a fishing pole lying in the water. And so I tried. I killed my motor, and I thought I had got to a point to where, hey, Randy, a point to where I was away from his line. He said he cleared me. He said I'm good to go. So I put the prop on, or I put the throttle on just to try to mosey. It was a no wake zone, so I could get out of there. And all I hear from the dock is, hold up, I think you got me. So I killed my motor as fast as I could. Sorry, I'm going to take you with me for a second. I'm going to take my tripod because I'm going to get my light. But anyway, You can see I've got braid in my main prop. So, needless to say, that night I decided not to use my main prop because that's quite a bit of braid wrapped up in there. I didn't want to ruin it. So, I would have felt bad if I had my and then me not use the batteries that she spent hours drive time to bring to me at home. Excuse me. So I decided to put one planer board out, one line right behind, and just troll a small area. I didn't get any bites to it. It was just a struggle. That night was a struggle. So I say all that to say tonight's I was going to go fishing, but I couldn't do it the line in there. And I thought to myself, what better topic than boat maintenance to talk about since I have to do it anyway? And I figure I'll go over the tools that I'm using, and then I'll go ahead and take this prop off. And while I've got the prop off, sensuous, I'll go ahead and do the lower unit and lube it up since I haven't done that in a while. And I'll show y'all how to do that or how I do that on my boat. I know a lot of these motors are fairly similar, but we'll walk through it anyway and go through. 205 Wild Action. What's going on, my friend? I said hello to Randy. 922, Mike Chavez. River Cat's Tackle, Mr. John Cyclone. All right. So, thank you all for coming in tonight and joining me. So let's we're gonna get this started, but I need to grab one thing. You know what? I'll take you with me, even though I just took you out of the. Lisa said, not to mention the piece of wood that was under. Oh, thank you. To cap off my night. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for reminding me. I loaded my boat up on my trailer. I pulled the trailer. I locked it down in the front. I pulled the boat up out of the water. I locked down one side with a transom strap. I went to lock down the other side. I'm like, what's going on? Why is this transom strap so short? There's no reason for it to be this short. Just remember, before you start any work, it's a 3-drink minimum. Thanks, Jeep. So when I looked down on my bunk under my starboard side of my boat, there was a piece of wood about this thick and about this long that got trapped between my bunk and my boat. So I had to unbutton that side. I had to get back in the truck. I had to put it back down on the water. I had to take my dock line and wrap it around the wood. Then I had to climb back out on the dock when I got the boat deep enough in the water. Then I had to jerk the wood out. My dock line came loose. It's a bungee line, so it snapped me right in the gut. Needless to say, I think I stopped fishing. Our show goes till 2 a.m. I think I stopped fishing at about 1:15, 1:20. I didn't get home and in bed until about 4 o'clock Sunday morning. So it was just a night. But I forgot to grab my wrench because I have that prop nut. It's fairly large, and I do apologize for how dark it's going to get. I think I'm on the right side of my truck. Don't need to show you the mess that is my truck, and I am not on the right side of my truck. There's my bowling balls. Michael Grumpy Vet, what's going on, my friend? Butterflies and sunshine. Good evening, Miss Linda. Good show tonight with Hogleg. Charles Beckman said my friend had a jerk of a boat owner purposely catch his line with his motor. My friend opened his bail. Long story short, the boat owner severed. Huh. All right, I had to get my hatchet so that I can undo this. All this talk for 15 minutes. I haven't even got started yet. Her toe must be fuller healed now. Try to cool off. Mother Nature's try. Oh, hello, bug. I got a June bug in my face. Gonna cook me today. Yep, I hear you there. If y'all, cool thing about YouTube, if you double tap that screen, that's how you get. That's how you give the thumbs up. So if you like what you're seeing, you can double tap that screen. Give me a thumbs up. That would be great. I usually don't ask for that, but I like how easy it is in the YouTube land. It's probably the only thing, only thing that's easy in YouTube. So this is my boat. This is the back of my boat. This is a Bayliner Element XL. So it's an 18.5-foot Bayliner boat. I don't know if you can see right here. It's kind of, so it's shaped. It's kind of got a shallow V. Then it goes down into what looks like sponsons. You know, kind of like a pontoon. But it's built this way to be a real stable boat. It's a family-friendly boat that I've turned into a catfishing boat. So this rod holder is I made it from everything from Lowe's. I've got a video on it. I made this a couple years ago. The cool thing is when I take my family out tubing sometime this month, which my daughter requested, all I got to do, pull this pin, rod holders come right off. And then I can put these wherever I want. And then I've got little rubber caps I put on the end of that. So nobody gets their leg cut or anything. And then when everything's said and done, I put it right back in here and we're ready to go catfishing again. More about that later. I got to remember which hole I drilled out. Bugman, what's going on? Gregory Lemon, how you doing, buddy? Hey, chilling and going to bed soon. Just saying hi to everybody. Well, hello. Try Kool. Oh, Mother Nature. Okay, I already read that. So let's get started. So the first thing we got to do. Let me get some light on this subject. Put this headlamp back on. Let's get this party started. What do y'all think? All right, so I'll bring my tripod closer so you don't see what I'm doing. So this is a 90 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke outboard. So here's the prop nut. So the first thing you do, hope y'all can see this, there's little metal strips that you bend that holds this prop nut from spinning one way or the other. The first thing you do is you get a flathead screwdriver and you bend those out. So you can make that spin, one on each side. All right. So now that that's off, what I have here, because that prop nut is fairly big, it's fairly large, you can see it. So right here is a 27 millimeter socket with an adapter. It's a 1-inch socket with a 1/2-inch adapter. It goes on the wrench like so. And you're going to take this piece of wood, and you put it in the prop. You're going to put it right. So you're just going to put it kind of in the prop so that it'll stop the prop from spinning. Lance the Cool Guy, what's going on, brother? So you're going to stop the prop from spinning. And all you do is break loose that nut. It doesn't have to be on super tight. One thing you don't want is for it to back off, and that's what those metal things are for. So my original prop on this boat was a four blade. But I was out with somebody, and we hit a tree stump, and I use aluminum props. I refuse to get steel props because I don't want to ruin my lower unit with a steel prop, because if you take a steel prop, those have zero give to them, and it'll jerk that, it'll torque that lower unit off and screw it up. So aluminum props, I mean, there might be it's a little expensive to replace, but I think it's a whole lot cheaper to replace a aluminum prop than it is a whole lower unit. You got rocks and trees and stuff. So there's that. And then that little plate, if you look at it right here, that little plate's got teeth. And it sits on just inside, or just on this end of the spines, or this piece right here. Those teeth sit right in those grooves to help keep that in place so it doesn't spin. You take this off. And there's all that line I was talking about. I got most of it that night. But I didn't want to wrap any more of it around than I already had. So hopefully, bugs are coming out. Hopefully it's not too bad in here. Yeah, hopefully it didn't get wrapped around any seals. I don't think it did. Just gonna undo it, cross it over, and there we go. I'm looking back. Yep, there's nothing on the main shaft. Yep, got it all. So thankfully, this is all the line that was in my prop, but it was wrapped around pretty good, so there was no way I was getting that off, even trying to cut it without taking that prop off. So there's that. Now, in order to get your lower unit oiled, there's two screws, a lower screw and then an upper screw. We call this a vent screw. It's going to be over here. I don't know if I can take you over here to see it, but it's right here above the vent, or the intake, excuse me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my transom saver off. I love how my mechanic installed my new kill switch. He installed my kill switch so that my engine, crank, my starter, and the motor tilt are connected directly to the battery. So with that off, because those don't use any reoccurring power or any power at all unless you're using them, then it doesn't drain the battery. and then he tied the depth finder and the lights and all that stuff to the switch. So the switch has to be on for me to use the depth finder, the excuse me, to use the depth finder and the lights and stuff. But when I launch my boat, I can just put it in the water, raise and lower my my motor, and then start the boat without having to mess with the kill switch at all. It's not until I get on the water if I want to use anything else other than my trolling motor, because that's a separate batteries. Do I have to actually turn the switch on? So if I'm just going for a ride, I don't care about depth fish, my lights. If during the daytime, I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm gonna keep my kill switch off and not have to worry about any of it. Yeah, there was some Michael. There was I say kid, maybe late teens, early 20s. Those are kids to me now. Excuse me. Was sitting on the dock, like right at the edge of the dock, with his pole right next to him, out in the water, right next to the boat ramp. And I didn't see his line until I was already too late. I couldn't get my motor up, and I couldn't. My prop was going, so I must have already snagged him. But anyway, I say that to say that luckily it wasn't too much line in the shaft, so that's a great thing. Thank you, Lisa. So now, since that fiasco is done, I can safely use my boat again without having to worry about tearing up any washers or anything. I'm going to lower my motor. I'm going to go grab my gear lube. Now I've got 2 bottles of this. It's Quicksilver marine lubricant, high performance gear lube, SAE 90. So you can buy this at Walmart. I also bought this pump at Walmart. So you take the cap off of the bottle and you put this pump on. It's got a little thing right here. This will feed into that little nut that's down there on the. Matter of fact, let me raise it back up so I can show you how I'm doing that. My tilt limiter is gone. The tilt limiter switch is burnt out. But that's what that screeching is. No, the kid, you're not supposed to fish where the boat's. Correct. That's correct. They say no fishing on the dock, but you know what are you gonna do? He was there. I didn't see him. So now, what's up, Chief? Take my screwdriver. So I'm gonna leave this vent screw that I showed you, the one on the top. I'm gonna leave that in. So I'm gonna take this bottom screw out. That way, nothing comes out of the lower unit because it's gravity fed, right? So if it's the suction created from that top screw and the gasket will keep all that fluid in when I take this top screw out and give me time to attach that the adapter right there. I'll take this little cap off and that will screw on to the thing in the lower unit. And then once you got that connected, then you'll take off the vent screw and you'll pump until you see the fluid coming out of that vent screw, or the vent hole. What's up, Chief? Want to say hi to everybody? Until you see the oil coming out of there, and then you put the vent screw back on, take that bottom one off, put that screw back in, and you're done. So what I'm going to do now, Dustin, if you ever need anybody to be on piano with you, I'm available. Just let me know. Oh, on panel. All right, I appreciate that, Joshua. I do. But I'm using YouTube's vertical live tonight because I wanted to see how it did. And I could do it with friends, but it kind of takes away from the view. So I'm gonna take this screw out. And it's got little gaskets on it.
Mm-hmm.
A little yellow gasket. So I'll take that off. Let Paisley. Can you go let Paisley in?
Why? Get the Betty!
So if you look, this has threads on it. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Has threads on it. So I'm just gonna, where I took that screw out. I'm gonna thread this in there. Maybe.
You can.
Oh, I'm okay. I think I might have to take. I'm trying to remember. Anybody remember if I have to take this out? I think I do. (922) says, "Hi, Landon. Hi, Fire Chief." Sharon Chavez says, "Hi, Fireman Landon." It is humid out here. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Don't knock this over. Here, just turn it.
No. Bye. Get the boys. Peace.
Oh. Huh. Nothing, Grey Wolf. Landon, stop, please. I got some braid from somebody's fishing line that was fishing near the boat ramp off the dock. Got it wrapped around my prop, so I had to take the prop off to get that braid out of there. And so now while I'm in there, I'm going to go ahead and change my lower unit oil. If I can remember, I think I got to take the, stop. Please. She's in the garage now. Hold on. Here, Pace. Go see Mommy.
Woof woof. It's you, kitty. Come, get your feet.
Sorry about that. I want to say, because of, I want to say I have to take the shaft off. Does anybody know? It's been so long since I've done this. Oh, I agree, 922. I agree, Bobby. I think I got to take this shaft off to get to that, at least this. But I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done this. That's horrible maintenance on my part. Bill Reddick, what's going on? Happy 4th of July to you as well, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. I've got to remember if this shaft comes off and how. If not, I'll be changing this lower gear unit oil after the live's over with. I mean, I know where the hole is, but because of where it's at, I have a hard time. At least, oh, there it comes. I got it. Figured it out. Persistence. Fireworks around us. Wild fish. That's awesome, V. I love when that happens. No, you don't have to pull nothing out of there. Correction, Michael. We blew stuff. All right, now. Now I can screw this in. Come on. I think technically you're supposed to take this adapter off the bottle. So let me take this lid off the bottle. Got me a catch pan down there for this very reason. All right. Now that I got that on there, oil pan back where it was. All right. Oh, wow. Now I'm going to move this underneath that vent screw, which I may have to take you down here with me to see how we're doing this. Local racetrack is 5 miles from me, sitting in a garage and watching the show and not worrying about traffic after the show. There you go. Yeah. I know. I was thinking the same thing, Mike. So now, where'd my screwdriver go? There it is. Turn my light back on. So right there is that screw. Take that out. Yep, it's black. And then you start pumping until that oil coming out is that blue color. Wow, it's been a while since I've changed this. And that catch basin is not catching everything like it's supposed to. Let me get some paper towels. And break my charging thing in the process. So all that coming out is pretty black. And it's been a while since I've changed this. So we're just going to keep pumping until all that coming out is that blue color. Don't take it from me, folks. Make sure you change your lower unit oil pretty consistently. Sorry. Yeah, I got some kitty litter in the garage. I gotta switch bottles. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna put that in the bottle. There it is. Thanks, buddy. Landon brought me out a new roll of paper towels. Because he's my hero. All right, got a whole new bottle. Let me switch it out real quick. All right. Right back up to where it was. It's up and down is killer on the hip. It's getting there. There it goes. All right. It is blue. So now all I gotta do is put this screw back in. Tighten that down. I made a mess, so I'll get some kitty litter out here to clean that up shortly. Sorry. Oh, dink over stink. What's going on? Oops, sorry. There we go. All right. Appreciate y'all coming in this evening. All right, so we have successfully gotten the braid out of the prop. Have also successfully, oh, I'll show you. That was the braid that was on my prop. I cut probably another 20 yards of it like that off of it that night. So now I'm going to unscrew this. No, I'll raise it back up to do this. Oh, not right now, buddy. Put it in the chair. Put it in the chair, please. Put it in the chair, please. Anna's bringing me a banana. Thank you, buddy. Need my potassium. There we go. Put the cat back on that bad boy. Put this back over here. And there we are. Successfully. All right, good night, Lance. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate each and every one of you coming in tonight. Hope everybody had a fantastic week. Hope you learned something tonight. I mean, like I said, this is a 90 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke outboard. Most outboards are similar in nature. I'll go ahead and talk while I put this thing back together. I have to lose my phone. Put that back on. That back on. Oh, shoot. Before I put that back on, I'm going to put this back on. So all that oil I just put in there doesn't leak all back out. That would definitely be a bad thing. Got my screwdriver. Oh. They do sell, in the kits for this, they do sell extra gaskets. I just don't have one. So the next time, I'll probably do this again in a couple of months. Hopefully. And I'll replace that gasket on both this one and the vent screw. So those gaskets don't get worn out. Put that back on. Put the prop back on. Spines back on. Put the nut back on. Oh, you know what also helps? If you put the prop back on the correct way. Good Lord, I feel like an amateur. I'm going to drop that in the right way. Put the prop back on. So it's facing the right way. That's better. Put my piece of wood back up in here. I'm going to screw the flat side. So it's got a beveled side and a flat side. Flat side goes down. Pick the wood back up. Like I said, for those of you that didn't catch it earlier, there's a 27 millimeter socket. It's a 1-inch socket with a 1/2 inch adapter down to my socket wrench. I've heard of some people's nut backing off. But I was thinking about it today. And I know it can be done like that. Those tines on that lock washer that goes on here. And once again, you can tell how long it's been since I've done this. I'm going to take this back off. I forgot to put that lock washer back on. I'm sure some of you in the comments was like, what's he doing? There goes my wood again. Now, this goes on first. Because these little teeth sit in 2 little nipples that stick up. They sit right in that. And then, try this one more time. Flat side down. I don't mind looking like a fool if it teaches somebody something. And even if the one thing you learned is not to watch me do this, I'm okay with that too. So I got that tight. And then, like I said, you got to make sure that the flat side of, hopefully you can all see that, the flat side of your nut is on a place. So I either got to tighten that down more or back it off some. And I'm going to back it off just a tad bit. I put that on there fairly tight. All right, that's good. Hopefully y'all can see that. So the flat side of this nut was to where I can bend these tines back down so they're laying flat on that nut. All right, so that's flat. And if anybody sees me doing anything wrong, please tell me. But what I was saying earlier, I've heard of people's nuts backing off and their prop is flying off. I don't understand how that happens. As long as you have that washer in there, that ain't going anywhere. All right. So we have successfully removed the braid from my prop and, excuse me, changed the lower unit oil. Hey, Retire Rick. No, where'd it go? I had this from someone's fishing line that was sitting on the dock right next to the boat ramp. And I didn't see his line until it was too late, got wrapped up in my prop. So I took the prop off to get the rest of this out without ruining any of the seals. And while I was in there, I went ahead and changed my lower unit oil, my gear lube, so that because I hadn't done it in a while, and I needed to do it. I changed my oil this last spring, and so I needed to change that lower unit oil. So I know, Mike. I know it's not a hammer, and I have a hammer I'm looking at right there in the garage, but I had that available, so I used it. But I hope somebody learned something tonight, and I appreciate each and every one of you come in. Let me know how you like this vertical live. It doesn't. I mean, I don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to try it fishing one time. I'm not sure how it's going to look on the boat because trying to see all 6 rods. I mean, you can't even see. Let's see. I guess at an angle you could see you got all 6 rod holders, but I don't think you'd see the tips of them. So anyway, my next trick, or my next, here's my, this is my, if I can get everything situated here. One last thing I'll share with y'all. This is my Minn Kota EM54. Yeah, EM54 trolling motor. It's a engine mount, so it sits on the cavitation plate. For those that want to see that, I had to screw holes into the cavitation plate, and it just bolts onto that. It's a 24 amp or a 24 volt motor, and so because it mounts here, I use the steering column in the boat to control my motor when I'm dragging, when I'm trolling, and I'm pushing instead of pulling. Now this motor, it's got 54 pounds of thrust, and this is probably about a 2,000 pound boat. But I can get this small motor with these two blades can get this boat going about a mile and a half with no current, at a mile and a half an hour. So it can get this thing moving pretty good. And I only like to go like 0.4 to 0.6, maybe 0.8, and I can do that no problem with this trolling motor. Now this was I got in a trade with J-Dog. J-Dog's Gone Fishing. He had this on his pontoon boat, and he wasn't using it anymore, so I gave him a fishing rod, a brand new fishing rod, and he sent this to me in the mail. And it has worked fantastic. Definitely a game changer. There you go, Grumpy Vet. So thank you all for coming in. If anybody has any ideas, suggestions, thoughts, whatever for future shows, you can please reach out to me at teamsnagginwhiskers@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to cover any topic that anybody wants to talk about. Just send it to me via email, and I'll definitely do my research, and we'll talk about it. And if you want to come up and join us to talk about it, you're more than welcome to. Please also go visit F.O.A.CustomsandGear.com, and you can get any wow, that's sweat all over that. Any fishing gear you need, other than reels. Freddie doesn't sell reels, Freddie and Nina, but they do sell everything else you can think of that you might need for bait fish, and you can bait fish to 100-pound, 150-pound catfish. You know, they have the hooks, they have the rods, they have the beads, all the terminal tackle, all the stuff the anglers like. And their rods are fantastic. I love them. I don't use anything but them, and I won't as long as Freddie and Nina are around. But you can use code TSW10 or Fever10 or FTW10 or JDog10 or BBC10 or I think it's Yak10. And go save yourself 10%. Go check out FOACustomsandGear.com. Veteran-owned company by wonderful people. And they do a great job running the business. So go check them out. And then AncientMarinerFishing.net. Get yourself some Ancient Mariner gear. I will not use anything other than Ancient Mariner reels. I love their Albatross reels. Their 6000s are the ones we first started using. And their Ocean Tycoon. I haven't used the newer one, but I've got the original one, and it's a fantastic low-profile reel. When Freddie comes out with the new F.O.A. bumping rod, I'm going to put that Ancient Mariner Ocean Tycoon on that with some braid and go bumping the James River. Can't wait. I don't have any codes. Well, if you go to River Cat's Tackle, you can use 9210, Swain 10. I think there's another one that I can't remember. But save yourself 10%. The great thing about Ancient Mariner gear, he has rods too, rods and reels and line, but they're all lifetime warranty. So great guy, great company. Go check them out. And then one more thing, a friend of mine sells awesome, friend of ours in the community. Kevin from Palmetto Cats makes Fat Boy rigs. Fantastic. I'm telling you what, I'm going to plug these one more time about the Flasher rig. It's my favorite rig out of the Fat Boy rigs. All of them are quality. But I'll tell you what, every time I've been around flathead areas, what looks like good flathead area on the bank where there's brush, standing timber, um, cover somewhere, I will cast a flathead or a flasher rig out in the channel away from that, and I've caught multiples, 6 to 10 flatheads on those flasher rigs in the same area, not casting up towards the debris, but into the channel. And I think they come and investigate because of the flash, the pulse, and I catch blues on them too. But I'm just intrigued at the flatheads that I catch on the flasher rig. So thank you all for coming in. Please go visit Fathead Rigs, fatboyrigs.com, or you can get the Fat Boy Rigs from F.O.A. Go visit River Cats Tackle. You won't be disappointed in any of that gear. Thank you all so much for coming in. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week, has a happy and safe 4th of July weekend. Please, please, please be safe. I beg of all of you. And please, no drinking and driving. That's huge. That's something big. I've always had an issue with that, but even more so if you know my story. You can hurt yourself. You can hurt somebody else, potentially ruin somebody's family. So please don't drink and drive. Be safe with the fireworks this weekend. And everybody have a fantastic weekend. And remember, there is no Whiskers Gone Wild show this weekend. Yak and I are both taking this weekend off. So we will see you back here Thursday night for Snaggin Night Live. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful 4th of July.